Hey, what's up guys, it's Bakes here. Today I am going to be doing an unboxing of some albums. I've got 4 albums inside here, at least there should be 4. And this is an order from Rude Records. Rude Records is a company that I'm not familiar with really at all, besides happening to do this order for these albums. I was on Instagram one day and I seen an ad for an album that I've always had an interest in picking up, but I didn't actually know it had a physical release. But that was sort of the initial thing that caught my eye, but then I followed the link, checked out their store, and it turns out there was a handful of albums that interested me, and I was like, yeah, I really want to pick them up. So had this shipped over. This is a package from the Netherlands, it says here, so it's come a long way. As I said, not too familiar with Rude Records. If there's anyone else out there who's more familiar with the music and other releases that I've done, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, let's get into opening this now. I know sometimes for my unboxings, I normally have a little bit of a better setup, or I try to do better setups, and I don't know, my voice and everything sounds a bit off today. I've actually been sick, and this came in the mail almost a week ago now, and I've put it off planning to do a video and whatever, but yeah, the recovery of me getting better and getting over this sickness has been pretty slow, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to record it. Anyway, like I said, there should be 4 albums in here. Look how fucking big this package is. It's like the weirdest packaging I've ever seen, but you know, at least it makes me feel pretty comfortable that the albums inside are going to be safe. But yeah, let's get into it. I didn't really plan about how I was going to open it. All I knew that I was going to face the package this way because the other side's got all my personal details and everything on it. So just cut it open like that, and I guess I'll push the middle out if I can. This is like such weird packaging. There we go. Like I said, normally I try to do, I've been trying to do different styles of like camera angles when I do these unboxings. Like I've had some over my shoulders and whatever, but just with how sick I've been, I couldn't be fucked. So you're just gonna have to bear with it the way it is here. Okay, so the box was pretty much all for show because everything on the inside is just in this small little bag now. But let's go through it. I'm gonna try and keep this unboxing brief, not just for you guys, but for me. I'm going to reach in here and just grab whatever comes out first. And it's fitting because this is actually the album that, you know, started this order. Like I said, there was a particular album that popped up on this ad, and I'm like, yes, this is an album. It's actually an EP that I've been wanting to find for the longest time. It is Standardlantic's EP. Oh, the lights are not making it very visible there. But Standardlantic's EP called Sidewinder. So Standardlantic, if you're not too familiar with them, excuse me, an Australian, back in this era used to be a little bit more traditional pop punk, pop rock sort of thing. They've changed their style a little bit over time. They've done 4 full-length albums now. This was their EP before their first album had even come out. And like I said, I didn't even know you could get a physical copy of this. But then I saw an ad for it and I went, yep, I definitely want to pick that up. So EP, short track list here. There it is on the back. If you're familiar with Standardlantic, as I said, small Australian band, female-led. And if you're familiar with them, you'd probably know this EP for Coffee at Midnight, probably one of their more fan favourite songs. The advert was promoting this new slipcase release. I'm guessing there has always been a physical release of this album, just rare and hard to find obviously, but this slipcover release was like promoting the album's anniversary or whatever. It seems to be limited, which I didn't know. I've got number 157 of 200, so that's pretty cool. So this was the whole reason for this order. Sidewinder by Standardlantic, very cool. Reach into this bag again. I know it's see-through, but I'm not actually reading which each of them is. I'm just going to pull them out the way they are. Alright, the next one is the album The Earth Pushed Back by the band Have Mercy. Now this is a band that I'm very new to. I think again, Instagram, I was like watching Reels one day, and you know when like a suggested ad pops up in between the reels and whatever, it was playing a song off this album, and I was like, wow, that sounds like really cool. So checked out this album because the song was off this one, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not something that I've done too many deep dives into. I've listened to this album maybe 3 or 4 times in full, and I'm like, yeah, okay, like I'm vibing with it now. I want to put this into rotation, and if you know how I listen to my music here on my channel, anything that I have a physical copy of tends to be what I listen to more, so it was a no-brainer picking this one up. The song that I'm talking about that got me into this album, it's called Let's Talk About Your Hair. For those who are unfamiliar with Have Mercy, it's just real like grungy emo rock. Like it's just some really cool shit here, so I was keen to pick that one up as well. It's fitting that these two albums here are the last two because they're by the same band, and again, I've never seen physical copies for these albums with my own eyes. So we'll start off with my favourite of the two, and obviously, like I said, the same band, so once one is revealed, the other one might become a little bit more obvious. But we've got Selfish Machines by Pierce the Veil. Pierce the Veil is like one of my favourite bands of all time now, like definitely a top 20 band for me. I know I said one of my all-time favourites, and 1 to 20 is a pretty high range, but with the amount of bands I listen to, trust me, that is very high praise. I love Pierce the Veil so much, and I do have a lot of their later stuff, you know, Collide with the Sky. Oh, Collide with the Sky is now probably more so considered earlier stuff. Misadventures, their newest album, The Jaws of Life, but their older stuff has always just been so hard to find, so I was happy to be able to find a copy of Selfish Machines, and there's obviously some great songs on here. Bulletproof Love is always one that stood out to me, but you know, there's other songs that I haven't mentioned that, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, why didn't you bring that one up? But such a cool album. And then, like I said, again, it's going to be Pierce the Veil, but the album is A Flair for the Dramatic. Now, this is one that I'm actually not too familiar with. I'm pretty familiar with Selfish Machines and, you know, all their later work, but just because I am such a big fan of the band, and it sort of feels weird that I'm not so familiar with this album, which I'm pretty sure is their first ever full length. I could be wrong there, but yeah, I just really wanted to pick this up so I could get further into listening to it. I think I've only ever listened to it once in full in my whole life, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel right having it only have been listened to for myself such a small amount of time, so wanted to pick up A Flair for the Dramatic as well. So super cool. So I'm guessing all of these albums not only are bought on the Rude Records store, I'm guessing they're all released originally from Rude Records. As I said, not too familiar with them, but yeah, this was something that just caught my eye. When I saw the advert for Sidewinder, I was like, wow, that's an EP that I didn't even know had a physical copy. Of course, I'm going to jump on that. And I see a lot of people do that. They go, oh, I saw an ad for it, so I jumped on the site and I ordered it straight away. You always got to check what else is in their catalogue, because if I didn't do that, I would have missed out on another 3 really cool albums. So again, let's just break it down quickly. So I picked up the Stand Atlantic EP, Sidewinder. As I said, limited edition, I guess, slipcover. It's just reverse colours. But as I said, number 157 of 200. Cool. The Earth Pushed Back by Have Mercy. Selfish Machines, Pierce the Veil. And A Flair for the Dramatic, Pierce the Veil. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, I wanted to keep this unboxing short and sharp, not just for your sake, but for mine. Like, I cannot even breathe through my nose at the moment, so I'm doing a lot of mouth breathing, and yeah, I'm out of breath. So, thank you for joining me, guys. If you have, again, any input on Rude Records just in general, but any of these albums, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Appreciate it, as always, and I'll see you for another video soon. Peace.